Mrs. Marshall,
Here.
Mrs. Rick,
Here.
Ms. Snell,
Present.
Mrs. Straub,
Here.
Mrs. Weaver,
Here.
and Mr. Redding.
Present. Thank you. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
For everyone's information, there was an executive session held for student matters and for legal matters. And anyone wishing to make public comment tonight, there's two opportunities, one at the beginning of the meeting for items on our agenda and one at the end of the meeting, which may be on any topic. The rules of decorum are included on the form that you have to fill out on the front desk. And if anyone wishes to submit a private concern that you don't wish to read, you can do so by submitting a contact card. Thank you. I'm looking for a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
Yes. Opposed, say no. Motion carries. I'm looking for a motion to approve the minutes of the Athletic and Activities Committee meeting held on November 6, 2023. And the
moved.
works,
Oh, sorry. I thought you finished.
oh, yeah, and the work session of the school board held on November 6, 2023.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor, please say yes.
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 Yes. Opposed, say no. Any abstentions? Motion carries. We're up to our first public comment for items on the agenda. Nothing, nobody submitted any. Good evening, ladies.
Good evening, or should I say great evening, board members. It is almost Thanksgiving break. We'll all be
Drink.
sleeping and
I got
eating.
my peppermint
Uh-huh.
frosty.
Of course, it's a staple,
Yes.
must I say. I'll be eating and sleeping nonstop for the course of the week. And I don't know about you, but that sounds like a great week to me. Regardless of my excitement for the break, things around the district are not slowing down. To start,
We have some news from our elementary schools. During Fire Prevention Week, the Eagle Fire Company in Mount Wolf hosted our students for a tour of their fire station, and they had a discussion about fire safety. They also sponsored a coloring contest, and one winner was selected from each grade level, and those winners got to ride a fire truck to school on Friday. And they were very proud to arrive to school in style.
and through November 6th to November 10th, York Haven hosted their Scholastic Book Fair where students could buy books, accessories, and school supplies, all available at the school. This raises money for the library and reading programs, and it allows students to find a book that they'll love. I must say, as a kid, these really encouraged me to read, and that's not normal.
On Monday, Mr. Schwartz organized a Veterans Day assembly where students from the high school honored local veterans and relatives of staff. We even got to see a local color guard performance.
And it's induction season. Our middle school held their National Junior Honor Society induction on Thursday, November 16th, and our high school held their National Honor Society induction ceremony on Wednesday, November 15th.
This past Friday in the high school, we celebrated our Fall Fest with food and activities. The Fall Fest is an annual celebration to reward good behavior and scholastic achievement, and it's hosted by the Student Senate. So different clubs have activity rooms. There's fundraising stands. Food trucks occupy the parking lot, and students fill the gym for teacher versus student, volleyball, and dodgeball competitions. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, and after all the fun craziness of Fall Fest, Coach Eister held the boys basketball tryouts after school and shortly after the girls basketball tryouts. And good luck to all the Bobcat ballers this season.
Just today, some of our juniors and seniors headed off to tour the Millersville campus. As is customary at MU, it was a lovely time.
And it begins. Shallowbrook and Spring Forge intermediate schools are having their annual spelling bee competition on December 1st. I remember what word I got out on, blizzard, and I do not wish the same fate for the test takers. Good luck to them.
Now it's official. You don't need a subscription at the gym. The weight room at the high school is open indefinitely, so students are able to work out Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 2:45 to 4 p.m. And it's a great opportunity for students to have access to the equipment without fees. So as a reminder, this school week, there's an early dismissal on Wednesday, November 22nd, while the rest of the week, the district has off. Then on Tuesday, November 29th, the students will be back in full swing. So don't get too comfortable on this break. With that in mind, that is all for our report today. Thank you.
Fantastic, thank you. Blizzard, 2 Zs or 1 Z?
I did 1Z, but I've learned my lesson.
As we said before, ladies, everyone before you has done a fantastic job. You have taken that up a notch. We appreciate that you cover the whole district, which is phenomenal. The next board meeting you'll be here, you're going to see a lot of new faces. So thank you for what you've done. I want to, send you a note of appreciation. Can you believe a third of the year is over already?
No.
I really can't.
It's flying.
No, time flies.
When you hit 50, it just goes even faster. I warned you that before. You've been warned.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you
Redding.
so much. Thank you very much. Northeastern Education Association, Mr. Leapart.
Looks like I brought a lot, but it's not much. First off, the NEA would like to thank the current board members for their service for the district. We'd also like to congratulate and welcome the newly elected members. And on behalf of the NEA, we would like to wish every member of the Northeastern community a safe and happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy your time with family, friends, and the memories that you make. And without any questions, that ends my report.
Thank you, Mr. Leapart. We wish to all the staff a happy Thanksgiving. Thank you. Mr. Geller, Acting Superintendent's report.
Okay. I'd like to give a shout out to the entire staff at York Haven. So the U.S. News and World Report released the best of Pennsylvania elementary schools, and York Haven ranked 81 out of almost 3,000 elementary schools. Fantastic. Not to be outdone, Conewaga and Orndorff were not that far behind, ranking 173 and 181, and Mount Wolf at number 300. So very strong, very strong. There is this evening, we're closing in on completing all the educational leadership positions. So this evening, we have some fantastic candidates that you're going to get an opportunity to discuss and vote on later this evening. And if everything goes as planned, we will be honoring them. Each one is in the house this evening. Two other items on the treasurer's report. I said that there was a large amount of money, about $25 million was transferred from our Truist working capital account over to PISLAF, and then we did investments. So on the treasurer's report this evening, it's color coded in blue. For those in the audience, it's shaded because I'm cheap and it's not in color, but it's in blue, and it lays out the investments that were done. So the investments were invested into the T-bills or the treasury bills for 4 months to 8 months. So the maturities will come up between February and June, with the lion's share of that being May of 24. It gives a rate of return without any risk of a little over 5.3%. So that's a far cry from what it was at 0.65% invested. The last item that I have on my list is the 5-year renewal contract. This will be the third contract period, if the board approves it this evening, with Questec. I'd like to give a shout out to our solicitor who's seated over next to us, Attorney Kevin French. He really vetted this contract immensely. He spent a large amount of time going back through a cyber liability insurance contract as well, because we wanted to make sure, and we're successful at that, to make sure that Questec will be there. I hate to say not if, but when we have some sort of breach in our system. We definitely have a lot of early warnings, protections layered in, but this contract will allow for us to make sure that we have the financial and the human capital resources in order to be able to deal with a ransomware or some sort of major hack on our system. And I would say that tonight, we'll get to it later, but I want to thank you, each one of the board members who are leaving us this evening. God bless you for your service. It's been very much appreciated. And we will talk a little bit later as we honor you later this evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Geller. First and foremost, I want to thank you for the phenomenal job you did leading our district these last 12 weeks. You look fantastic for pulling off two really heavy duty positions, and you made our jobs really easy, and I'm deeply grateful for everything you've done. So thank you very much. I just want to say thank you. As I said in an email today, it takes a village to raise kids. Everyone that works in this school district is a part of that process. And I like to think that we take the time to thank all of our staff. And tonight we highlighted our elementary buildings and where they score nationally. And I can speak only for one building, and this is not meant to any kind of negativity to the other buildings, only because I had a customer go through York Haven. And as I know, particularly in that building is fantastic. And, we love the staff there. But as I visited other buildings in the last 12 years, the same love that's given at York Haven is at all the other buildings. So deeply appreciate all the hard work that's happening in our elementary building. So thank you for the principals that are here. Please let your staff know we appreciate them. And then also I want to recognize our council here tonight, Mr. Solicitor Attorney Kevin French, who has done a phenomenal job for our school district. And I'm really happy leaving here tonight knowing we have great counsel who's looking out for the best of our school district and our taxpayers. So Kevin, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Moving on tonight to the Academic Affairs Committee report, Mrs. Weaver.
We have recommendation. We have student expulsions in the form of motion. Recommendation made to approve the following student expulsions. The first is to approve the expulsion of student 23-2406 from the school district effective the 16th of November through the end of the 23-24 school year. The next is to approve the expulsion of student 23-2407 from the school district effective November 15th through January 30th of 2024. And the final one is an expulsion. It says after a board hearing held on November 8th, 2023, the recommendation is made to expel student 23-2409 from the district for the remainder of the 23-24 school year. Are there any questions? Not, that ends my report.
Thank you. Buildings and Grounds, Mr. Kramlich.
Thank you. Tonight, we don't have anything formal. I would like to thank Mr. Pratt and his team. They do a phenomenal job with that. It was a pleasure working with you on these projects. Does anyone have any questions or comments?
I concur. Thank you.
They do a phenomenal job with the resources, hard, dedicated people, especially going into the new school year. I mean, all the buildings looked phenomenal. So thank you, Mr. Pratt and your team. If not, that ends my report.
Thank you. Staying on deck, Mr. Kramlich, high school renovations.
Thank you. Unfortunately, sadly, I can't say that I completed the high school project. Phase one, I came in more than halfway through, and unfortunately it's not wrapped up yet. So I wish the new board the utmost confidence that you'll hopefully be able to finish phase one prior to starting phase two. But that's all the update that I have. Almost.
We tried.
Pushing those biweekly meetings. They were a pleasure.
College attempt. It just didn't work out.
Yeah, it didn't work out.
I hope nobody loses any additional hair that we've lost over that project.
Yeah.
But keep it going.
If not, that ends my report.
Thank you. Finance and Personnel, Vanessa.
Thank you. There are 15 items. I will not read them all. The first two are the accounts payable. The next one is the Ford F-450 dump truck, which we talked about at the last meeting that he was getting. So we just wanted to say that we're getting it.
Congratulations, Mr. Pratt, on your new F-450. If you actually pulled off.
Hey, you can do whatever, now you can zoom around everywhere. Okay. Number 4 is your Quest Tech 5-year renewal agreement, which Mr. Geller talked about. We have a revised contract for our Chief Financial Officer position, which is Mr. Geller, to kind of match his benefits offered to the new Assistant Superintendent contract, which will be revised contract was reviewed by Attorney Bill Z.
And just as a note of a point of clarification, we're just trying to bring this contract,
Everything to contact.
Yep. So we have consistency throughout.
Didn't
That's
I
what
say
we're
that?
looking for here. Thank you.
We have several letters of resignation. We have 1 leave of absence. We have a transfer of staff as seen in the agenda. We have the appointment to the administrative positions. And if I'm happy to say that this is my last meeting, I'm happy we're going to have a full house soon. This is really thrilling. Karen Evans for the principal of the high school, effective January 22nd. We have also Amanda Sodal taking the position of assistant principal, taking Mrs. Bell's place. Samuel Marvis is going to be the assistant principal of the middle school. We will vote on all these things. And that'll be effective also January 22nd. And Marcus Billings will be the principal of Spring Forge, and that's effective the 21st of this month. So I want to congratulate all of you. I do I'll pull it when we get to the agenda. So you will get voted on. You'll be okay. That's the last time I can say that, so I'm good. But we're really thrilled that we can at least say we went out with a full house of everybody. So we're really very, very happy to have everybody in those positions. And if you're new, welcome. Welcome. We have, let's see, go through the rest. We have some professional positions. We have several of those. One of those we have classified positions. And we have the motion for the substitutes and the volunteers, which I will not read all of them off. And we will be voting on all those things this evening. Any questions? If not, that ends that report.
Thanks, Vanessa. Athletics and activity, Mrs. Strout.
Thank you, Mr. Redding. This evening, we have a recommendation to approve 4 individuals for the extracurricular, co-curricular positions. 2 of them are paid and 2 of them are volunteer. And I know that we always like to recognize that we do have volunteers in our extracurricular and co-curricular positions, and we really appreciate that. So those are, again, 4 individuals. If there are no questions, that ends my report.
Nope, I concur. We appreciate those volunteers. They fill an important role. Transportation, Ms. Bastian.
There is a transportation report 16.1 that includes things like staffing, software upgrades, and assist services. That report can be found at some time. And that ends my report.
Thank you. Legislative PSBA Representative, Mrs. Rick.
So I have a few things. So in the Pennsylvania Capital News reported this week, a decade's worth of testing data ranks Pennsylvania among the states with the lowest charter school performance. In a study of student scores in reading and math on the National Assessment of Education Progress, researchers compared charter school performances in 35 states and Washington, D.C., and Pennsylvania ranked 31. The Commonwealth was also among the states with the largest gap between white and Black student scores, the 7th largest gap, and the 2nd largest performance gap between white and Hispanic student scores, ranking only above Washington, D.C. Additionally, a teacher pipeline bill was introduced as part of an effort to reduce the teacher shortage in Pennsylvania by funding student teaching positions, and it passed the Pennsylvania Senate this week. The bill will provide a stipend for student teachers if approved. Legislators said the funds would give student teachers some extra cash while they were working on graduation, and the bill would also help some to stay in college and decrease the 1,200 member teacher shortage in Pennsylvania. The program would also give students focused on careers in education a chance to gain experience and to work with experienced professionals. This program would also give a stipend to established teachers who take the time to mentor college-age students with similar careers in mind. Having been a student teacher, it is tremendous work. And so I love this, and I hope it continues through. The House needs to also agree, and then it would go before Governor Shapiro for his signature. Also in national news, there was indeed a continuing resolution securing federal education funds through February 2nd, which will allow the fiscal year of 2023 level at least through February 2nd, according to an agreement through Congress. And President Biden signed the bill last Thursday. And then I just had an update. It's lengthy, but I think it's important, related to the changes that were proposed by the Department of Education for the free and appropriate public education. If you don't remember that earlier report, as a reminder, there was a notification from the Department of Ed as a result of a whole legal thing going through the Department of Ed regarding FAPE, which is the free and appropriate public education, that changed the entire proposal, basically, that required, instead of students who were 21 and still receiving services, it extended that and changed it in lots of different ways, and required it to be started by September 5th, after notification not that long before September 5th. So PSBA did seek legal changes to that. And on November 13th, the case was heard in Commonwealth Court, and an interim agreement was entered into between PSBA and PDE. PDE will offer, basically the agreement outlines this. The Department of Ed will offer assistance to school districts in identifying, locating, and securing all sources of state and federal funding available to provide FAPE to all eligible students that would otherwise have been paid through local tax revenue. And additionally, they will work with the Department of Ed will work with the Pennsylvania Department of Human Services to determine any roadblocks or opportunities associated with the adult services program's potential ability to provide funding or services to eligible students who will have reached 22 years of age in any given school term. It's important to remember that there is already a good deal of legislation through IDEA and local statewide legislation to secure that 21 years of age piece. They will also go back to court in early 2024 to determine if PDE indeed acted lawfully. And though I know that PSBA does a lot, things like that, advocating for schools to just have fair time to enact new legislation, it's really, really important. And they do also provide quite a bit of training that is really, really valuable and free to us. So that ends my report if no one has any questions.
Just have a comment. I want to let you know that I feel your reports have been very pertinent and very informative. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay.
Agreed. Even though we said maybe not a long one tonight, it's still really good information.
Look, you're eating a Frosty over there.
I mean, the frosty over here. Come on. Everything goes down better with the frosty. I have to tell you though, the whole cyber thing, that I know that's a complex. That those statistics tell me a lot, and it also makes me ask a lot of questions.
And that's fair. Like anytime there's a study, right? We know, and everyone's studying data analysis. The person that studies the data, that reports on the data, can make the data say a lot of things. So it's important to look at who the source is and if there is an agenda behind that. But in this case, I mean, it is a 10-year period of time they measured, so it would account for COVID. My concern is definitely more related to students of color and students who may have some language barriers. And you look at that and you say, we're down there. So, either people need to step it up or we need to figure out a way to keep students in our districts.
Thank you. Moving on to York County School Technology Joint Operating Committee, York County School Technology Authority Board, Mr. Jackson.
No report. There's a meeting tomorrow.
And I'm glad I don't have to read that title ever again. No report. Thank you. York Adams Academy, Mrs. Marshall.
While there are not any meetings scheduled for this month, I do want to report that we have 2 open seats And we have 7 students who have graduated, 1 that is pending. And so I just want to say I encourage board members coming in and administration to please go to that graduation on January 24th. Those are our Bobcats and they deserve our support. They deserve to see our faces. They deserve to be lifted up. So please, let's celebrate those students who are working hard to succeed in that program. Without any questions, that ends my report.
I feel those words, and when you're on that board, you feel it, you know it. Yeah, I completely agree with that. Northeastern Foundation, I don't have any report this evening. Lincoln Intermediate 12, Vanessa.
Thank you. There was a meeting back on the 7th of this month. There's just a couple things I wanted to highlight. There is going to be a legislative forum, which will be in New Oxford on December 18th. And it's open to administrators and the board members and things. So that's something to think about. Last year was a success and we're hoping for more legislators this year. So we'll see what happens. HR, they're doing a focused recruitment and hiring. They're looking towards the spring job fair. They did that last year and they'll probably be doing it again other places. They're working on the HR manual. They're doing their open enrollment and they were updating all their job descriptions. The goal is to be done in 6 months. They also did an analysis of salaries, just like we did recently. So there is, I'm trying to go through and see if there's anything else. They were also working on their service contract for technology. That will be for the board to vote on in late December, early January. They have cybersecurity workshops coming up again. And that's what they also mentioned, that their cyber school attendance is up. There are over 300 students at this time. And that ends that report. Their next one will be the end of the month on November 28th. It's all virtual and I haven't decided if I'm attending yet or not. So.
Thank you. Still on deck, the York Learning Center Joint Authority Board.
That next meeting will be December 13th, and I will be still staying on that board, according to our attorney. So I will go there and I will try to present, it's only quarterly, but I will try to send reports in if there's anything pertinent that everybody needs to know.
They're lucky to have you, Vanessa. Board members, we're up to action items 23.1 through 23.18. Are there any board members who would like to be pulled?
Yes, I would like to pull 2315.2 and 2313, 1, 2, 3, and 4.
That's 23.15.2.
Correct.
And 23.13, 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Correct.
Board members, are there any other action items you would like pulled? Okay, I'm looking for a motion to approve all action items 23.1 to 23.18, with the exception of 23.15.2 and 23.13.1, .2, .3, and .4.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
Opposed, say no. Any abstentions? Motion carries. Vanessa, 23.15.2.
Correct. There's a motion to approve the appointment to classified position for Mason Morgan.
Second.
Discussion?
The reason I did is he is actually present tonight, so we wanted to acknowledge him being here.
Hey, Mason. This is where I usually blotch it, and then you find out you weren't hired tomorrow. I'm getting really good at this, though. I've only blotched it a couple times.
Call for the vote. Call for the vote. Come on, Mike.
All those in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
Opposed, say no. Any abstentions? Motion carries.
Congratulations.
Oh.
It was brilliant using your sister for reference, by the way, that worked. Vanessa, if you want to cover 23.5 or 13, if you want to do 1, 2, 3, and 4,
I don't know, do you want me to do them separate or should we just
and
do
do them
this?
separate, however
Okay.
you wish. Yep.
All right, we're going to have, first motion will be to approve the appointment of administration position for the high school principal, and that would be for Karen Evans.
Second.
Discussion? I promise I won't mess this one up. Okay, all those in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
Opposed, say no. Any abstentions? Motion carries.
Welcome to the Bobcat family.
And next is an motion to approve the appointment of the administrative position of assistant high school principal to Amanda Sodal.
Second.
Discussion?
The only thing I want to say is that I only feel sad that some kids won't get you in the classroom.
Yeah.
Great.
Oh, yeah, and I just want to add that we've been hearing fantastic things. So thank you for whatever you're doing. It's working. Thank you so much for all you're doing for our district. All those in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
Opposed, say no. Any abstentions? Motion carries.
Next one, okay. The next one is approval for appointment to an administrative position, which will be for the assistant principal of the middle school, and that is Samuel Marvis.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
Opposed, say no. Any abstentions? Motion carries. All right, Vanessa, last one.
All right, last motion. This is a motion for the approval to an administrative position for the principal of Spring Forge, and this is Marcus Billings.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor, please say yes. Yes. Opposed, say no. Any abstentions? Motion carries.
I don't think I have any more, Mike. And again, I'm just want to say, as the chairperson of the personnel, I am just thrilled that we have a full complement of administrators, and I think you all will do a great job. Thank you very much.
I agree, Vanessa. The administration did a great job filling those important roles, and leave for us to depart with a great crew in place means a lot. So I'm going to sleep well tonight. And I got to work off my Frosty, by the way. So it's even better. Treasurer's report, Vanessa.
Thank you for the final time. A motion is made to approve the following items of business as presented on the agenda and the financial report.
Second.
Is there any questions? Mr. Geller already addressed the highlighted areas. Anything else?
No questions, but I want to thank Mr. Geller for moving the money and taking the time to do that from a much significantly paying interest account. That's fantastic for the taxpayers and for our district. So bravo, thank you to you and your team for making those moves.
And I just want to mention about the athletic fund finally closed. It was open before I came on the board 16 years ago. So it was in process then. So it's been a long time coming.
It was actually leftover seed money, the $250,000 raised for football, and with the final uniforms, a part of that went to that purchase. Yep,
It went a long way.
went a
Good.
long way. A lot of fundraising.
Okay, we have a motion on the table and a second discussion. All those in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
Opposed, say no. Any abstentions? Motion carries.
And that is the end of the report and my time as
Fantastic.
treasurer.
16 years as treasurer,
No,
Vanessa.
14.
14 years as
14
treasurer.
as treasurer.
We appreciate you, Vanessa. Thank you very much. Board members, we're up to old business. Is there any old business this evening? Hearing none, board members, we're up to new business. Any new business this evening? Meeting event schedule is attached. We're in the holiday season, so always a great time of year here at the board and school district. There's an AP check data spreadsheet for distribution, and we're up to our final public comment period for items on and off the agenda. Nothing. Moving on to turning things over here to Mr. Geller. There is a motion made to adopt the attached resolutions of outgoing board members by the Northeastern New York School District Board of Directors, November 20th, 2023. Is there a motion? I was looking for a motion. I'm sorry.
Second.
Thank you. Discussion? Mr. Geller, would you like to read those now?
Yes, I will. So sit tight. There's 6 of them here. Before we start, what's in my hand here is 40 years worth of dedication when you put it all together. This is a lot of institutional knowledge, a lot of effort, a lot of sacrificing that each one of you did. So again, thank you for your service. And I will begin. Resolution 2023-2024-05. Whereas Mr. Tyler Kramlich did serve as director of the Northeastern New York School District from December 2015 through October 2017 and December 2021 through November 2023. And whereas during that time, he did serve as a member for 4 years. And whereas during his tenure, he did serve as the chairperson of the Buildings and Grounds Committee, chairperson of the High School Renovations Committee, and vice president from 2021 to 2023. And whereas he did provide dedicated service to the school district as a leader and advocate for the youth of this community through his involvement with all aspects of the operation of the district. And whereas he did contribute significantly to the enrichment and educational growth of this school district. And whereas the Board of School Directors wishes to publicly acknowledge his dedication and service on behalf of public education at Northeastern New York School District. Now, therefore, be it resolved in recognition of his distinguished service, the Board of School Directors of the Northeastern School District expresses its appreciation to Tyler Kramlich by presenting this resolution for the public record of the official minutes of the school district. Adopted by the Board of School Directors of the Northeastern School District, November 20th, 2023.
We appreciate you, Mr. Kramlich.
Thank you. So real quickly, first I'd like to welcome Ms. Evans and Mr. Marvis to the district. You guys are walking into a phenomenal team, so thank you. Also tonight, congratulations to Ms. Sodal and Mr. Billings. Congratulations. Thank you guys for stepping up. Also, a huge thanks. I know I thanked you guys before, obviously with the huge transition of our district, Mr. Geller, Mr. Izzy, Ms. Sodal, Dr. Sika, Mr. Kipp, Mr. Johnson, and Mr. Ketterman. Starting the school year, the transition was so unknown, but because of you guys stepping up and everyone on your team stepping up, I mean, to say that we had a great and smooth start to the school year is an understatement. Dr. Payne, thank you for your service to the district, and I won't be here for your last day, but I wanted to wish you a happy retirement at the end of next month. Well deserved. So thank you for that service. The district future, I think, is looking very bright with Dr. Bottolari and Dr. Sika leading the way. You know, that was the big thing. Our goal was, you know, at the start of the year, getting those positions filled. And tonight, I think we filled that obligation as a board. My fellow board members, it was an honor. We don't all have the same ideologies on every topic, but we also had a lot of constructive and respectful conversations that overall we made decisions based on what's right for all the kids, not political agendas and so forth. So I thank you all for that. Thank you to the staff and administration for all your hard work and dedication to providing a high quality education, setting up our kids for success, focusing on every student, not select students. I would like to congratulate and wish the new board the best. A lot of hard work and decisions are to be made in the near future. You guys have a tough next 2 years ahead of you. We have high expectations based on promises that were made, including property tax relief. Good luck. You know, Vanessa, you've been our treasurer for 14 years, and it's to note that the district has operated on the same operating budget of 26.09 mils since 2016. So thank you for that. And then just want to wish everyone good luck.
And I wanted to say, when I came on, we were actually having some financial issues and we pulled out of it and have become stronger.
Yes. So thank you so much. Thank you.
Whereas, resolution 2023-2024-06. Whereas Mrs. Tidra Marshall did serve as the director of the Northeastern York School District from October 2022 to November 2023. And whereas during that time, she did serve as a member for 1 year. And whereas during her tenure, she did serve as the York Adams Academy representative. And whereas she did provide dedicated service to the school district as a leader and advocate for the youth of this community through her involvement with all aspects of the operation of this district. And whereas she did contribute significantly to the enrichment and educational growth of this school district. And whereas the Board of School Directors wishes to publicly acknowledge her dedication and service on behalf of public education at Northeastern York School District. Now, therefore, be it resolved in recognition of her distinguished service, the Board of School Directors of the Northeastern School District expresses appreciation to Tidra Marshall by presenting this resolution for the public record of the official minutes of the school district, adopted by the Board of School Directors of the Northeastern School District, November 20th, 2023.
Teacher Marshall, we appreciate you.
Thank you so much. And I in turn appreciate every single one of you all. It has been a full year for sure. I've learned a lot. I thank you. I echo all that Mr. Kramnick has offered, and I just appreciate all the time and effort that each individual has poured into me. Every individual around this table, it's been a pleasure to get to know you and to build rapport with you, and for administration for taking the time and being patient with me and just welcoming me and spending additional hours with me to teach me the ropes. In addition to all of the required learning as a board member, the most important thing I learned were the names of individuals in school buildings, the teachers, the staff, the kiddos. Just spending time in those buildings and learning their stories as a board member, that's the most important piece. As a sworn officer of the Commonwealth, I've never brought political agenda to this role, but it's knowing those stories, building relationships, that is the key. And I encourage every board member who will sit in this seat after this day to do the same, to know the stories of all of our families, not just our kiddos, because kids do not develop in silos, they develop within families. And so please remember that as you are making decisions, that you are making decisions on the interests of those families, regardless of their differences, that they all matter. So thank you.
Thank you very much.
Mrs. Marshall, thank you. Next is Resolution 2023-2024-07. Whereas Mrs. Deborah Rick did serve as the director of the Northeastern York School District from June 2022 to November 2023. And whereas during that time, she did serve as a member for 1 year. And whereas during her tenure, she did serve as the legislative PSBA representative. And whereas she did provide dedicated service to the school district as a leader and advocate for the youth of this community through her involvement with all aspects of the operation of the district. And whereas she did contribute significantly to the enrichment and educational growth of this school district. And whereas the Board of School Directors wishes to publicly acknowledge her dedication and service on behalf of public education at Northeastern York School District. Now therefore be it resolved, in recognition of her distinguished service, the Board of School Directors of the Northeastern School District expresses its appreciation to Deborah Rick by presenting this resolution for the public record of the official minutes of the school district, adopted by the Board of School Directors of the Northeastern School District, November 20th, 2023.
Debbie Rick, we appreciate you.
I want to thank our whole school community for allowing me to serve this year and a little bit as a school board member. It has certainly been challenging and eye-opening. Here are just a few things I have learned. There are 5. Stacy Seidel and Randy Payne are not just delightful people, but strong educational and institutional leaders. Their impact on many of our children, from cheering them on from the bleachers or courtside, to hiring great teachers, to supporting those teachers, to choosing appropriate curriculum, to being creative about meeting student needs, will be felt for those children's entire lives, including my babies. Thank you. Number 2, politics is weird. Board members should not be chosen by their political party, but by their ability to serve all students. Ones that want to wear crop tops, ones that are refugees or don't speak English, ones that want to support diversity, equity, inclusion, ones that choose not to stand for the pledge. If we really want to prepare students for life post-graduation, we must allow them to practice living with diverse ideas now. Number 3, words matter. Ask people to say what they mean when they say things like school choice or parental rights. Remember when none of us knew how to argue with the idea that no child should be left behind? Of course not. We wouldn't want to do that, but the ramifications of rhetoric still cause schools to be challenged today. Number 4, integrity is the most important thing. Integrity means that what you thought, what you said, and what you did were all the same thing. Integrity means the rules apply all the time, not just when they serve a purpose or make you seem right. And number 5, finally, our teachers, administrators, families, and students are really, really great. They work hard, they ask questions, they challenge the status quo, and I hope they continue to do that. We learn when we keep our minds open and when we really listen, not just to make a clever reply, but to understand someone else. As author Jane Austen said, it is not what we think or feel that makes us who we are, but what we do or fail to do. Thank you.
Thank you.
Resolution 2023-2024-08. Whereas Ms. Vanessa Snell did serve as the director of the Northeastern York School District from December 7th to November 2023. And whereas during that time, she did serve as a member for 16 years. And whereas during her tenure, she did serve as the Finance and Personnel Chairperson, Ad Hoc Policy Committee member, Legislative PSBA Representative, LIU Representative, York Learning Center Joint Authority Representative, and Board Treasurer. And whereas she did provide dedicated service to the school district as a leader and advocate for the youth of this community through her involvement with all aspects of the operation of the district. And whereas she did contribute significantly to the enrichment and educational growth of this school district. And whereas the Board of School Directors wishes to publicly acknowledge her dedication and service on behalf of public education at Northeastern York School District. Now, therefore, be it resolved, in recognition of her distinguished service, the Board of School Directors of the Northeastern School District expresses its appreciation to Vanessa Snell by presenting this resolution for the public record of the official minutes of the school district, adopted by the Board of School Directors of the Northeastern School District, November 20th, 2023.
We appreciate you, Vanessa Snell.
I will preface this. I'm an emotional person, so if I can't get through this without a tear, please forgive me. In my 16 years as a school board director, I've encountered many issues and always tried to make my decisions. I wasn't going to do this to the best of, to
to what is best for our students and the districts. During good times, no one will say good job, but when the public disagrees with decisions that were made, you must stay quiet and take the nasty, vile slurs not to heart, because again, you must vote your conscience and follow the law. I want to thank everyone I have worked with through the years, teachers, administrators, but especially Brian Geller, who was my one constant in my 16 years of tenure. I enjoyed working with him as the chair of the Finance and Personnel Committee and appreciated his conservative nature in planning the yearly budgets, which is not an easy task. Thank you. To Dr. Baudelaire, I am disappointed that I will not be able to work directly with you, but I will be in the public citizen at the meetings to watch you in action. I'm very excited about it. I also want to thank all board members present and past. We may not always agree on all issues, but we have come together as a team and make decisions that were best for the districts. To the new board members, I ask you to take your responsibility seriously, to follow the school codes and do what is best for students and the district and not best for you personally. Thank you.
Thank you, Vanessa.
You know, if everybody knows me, I cry at everything. So.
You don't ever have to apologize for feeling something. That makes us, that makes you a good board member.
I'll keep going so I don't cry. Vanessa, you've been a blessing to me, so thank you. Resolution 2023-2024-04. Whereas Mrs. Kristen Strout did serve as director of the Northeastern York School District from October 2017 to November 2023. And whereas during that time, she did serve as a member for 6 years. And whereas during her tenure, she did serve as the chairperson of the Transportation Committee, chairperson of the Athletics and Activities Committee, and alternate LIU representative. And whereas she did provide dedicated service to the school district as a leader and advocate for the youth of the community, of this community, through her involvement with all aspects of the operation of the district. And whereas she did contribute significantly to the enrichment and educational growth of this school district. And whereas the Board of School Directors wishes to publicly acknowledge her dedication and service on behalf of public education at Northeastern York School District. Now, therefore, be it resolved in recognition of her distinguished service, the Board of School Directors of the Northeastern School District expresses its appreciation to Kristen Strout by presenting this resolution for the public record of the official minutes of the school district, adopted by the Board of School Directors of the Northeastern School District, November 20th, 2023.
We appreciate you, Kristen.
Thank you.
I'm not sure I'm going to say anything that actually hasn't already been said, but I'm just going to say it in my words. I feel both honored and humbled to have served as a director these past 6 years. I started this role in October of 2017, approached by 2 board members asking if I was interested in serving. I had to think about this, and I knew it would be a huge commitment. At that point in my life, I was able and willing to take on that task. I'm not sure I actually realized how much time and work was needed for this position, but I quickly learned. Not only did the years require our district to tackle the everyday complexities of educating thousands of students, we soon encountered the most challenging world of COVID. We also started a major project with our high school renovations. Through the excellent leadership of 3 highly qualified administrators, Mr. Geller, Dr. Payne, and Dr. Seidel, I feel that our district managed many storms, and I truly appreciate their hands-on work and their timeless hours. It's important to recognize also Lisa's organizational skills. She kind of sits quietly in the background, but truly organized and keeps everybody on their toes.
Mm-hmm.
Also want to look to the back row of our old and new building administrators. Thank you all for your hard work and your dedication to our district. You are the face of our schools. I feel very positive about what we have going on here and the continued work that our school district will do with you sitting back there in the back row. and doing all the other stuff, not just the medical route. We have a fantastic group of teachers and staff who truly believe in our district and work to give our students the best learning experiences. To all my fellow directors, a fine bunch of dedicated volunteers who put in many, many hours, more than most people actually recognize, to ensure that the students are given opportunities to learn and grow. I am truly proud to be a Bobcat. I've been a Bobcat for 31 years and I'll be a Bobcat maybe for another 31. I don't know, but I do want to leave with something I can't help, but I'm a social worker. I just have to say this. I have to talk about the quality of listening. In my role at work, I do a training and I talk to the staff that work underneath me and I talk about listening. And I feel it's something that I want to impart with everybody about a Chinese symbol. And I have it here. You can't see it. I can give it to everybody if you want it. But it's the Chinese symbol of to listen. And it talks about listening, and there's different parts of this symbol. And one of the things that's pretty obvious when you think about listening is the symbol of an ear, that you listen with your ears. The other part is that you listen with your eyes, and we can all kind of wrap our heads around that one. Yeah, you got to listen with your eyes sometimes. But it also talks about this one little piece of it that it talks about that you have to be there to listen. It also has a symbol of undivided attention, giving people your undivided attention. And last, but certainly not least, is the art of listening sometimes includes listening with your heart. So I leave just those words, my thoughts on how we can all, as human beings, just listen to each other.
Thank you, Kristen. And Lisa G, I was just remarking tonight how amazing you are, and you are an unsung hero to this board. So thank you very much.
She actually is the true superintendent for the last 3 months. So let's be real here. Resolution 2023-2024-03. Whereas Mr. Mike Redding did serve as director of the Northeastern York School District from December 2011 to November 2023. And whereas during that time, he did serve as a member for 12 years. And whereas during his tenure, he did serve as chairperson of the Buildings and Grounds Committee, chairperson of the Ad Hoc Policy Committee, representative of the York Adams Academy, representative of the Northeastern Foundation, vice president of the board 2020 to 2021, and the current president of the board 2021 to 2023. And whereas he did provide dedicated service to the school district as a leader and advocate for the youth and this community through his involvement with all aspects of the operation of the district. And whereas he did contribute significantly to the enrichment and educational growth of this school district. And whereas the Board of School Directors wishes to publicly acknowledge his dedication and service on behalf of public education at Northeastern York School District. Now, therefore, be it resolved, in recognition of his distinguished service, the Board of School Directors of the Northeastern School District expresses its appreciation to Mike Redding by presenting this resolution for the public record of the official minutes of the school district, adopted by the Board of School Directors of the Northeastern School District, November 20th, 2023.
Thank you, Mr. Brown.
You are appreciated.
It's my family. Thank you for coming tonight. I don't have a prepared speech. I don't need a prepared speech. I asked Mr. Geller to go last this evening because I'm privileged to work with great people, and you are my speech. There's nothing you all didn't say tonight that I don't concur with. You made my job easy. I often reflected in the last 12 years, why did I do this? What has God prepared me for this role? And it's really clear. This last year was pretty rough, and I was asking quite often on sleepless nights, wondering why I was dealt with what we were dealing with. But I'm leaving here tonight with some fantastic friendships. I grew so much in 12 years. I remember early on in board meetings that went past midnight, having spirited debates with Mr. Geller. about the budget and numbers. In the early years and in 12 years, what has changed is, we had civil, intelligent, conversations about where our school district was going. And I could always pick up the phone and ask for clarifications or go deeper into a topic. And Mr. Geller would always entertain that, and anybody else that I had called on to have those deeper conversations. And it really is important to have as many conversations as you could, because I realized pretty quickly that the more people you talk to, the better decision you're going to make. And, I always strive to get out there and talk to as many people as I could when we were making some difficult decisions, or even after it took my brain an overnight to think about some of the things we were talking about. I had to come up with an idea and make some phone calls the next day, and really getting involved is what made the difference. But, I had Mr. Geller to my right, Mr. Kramlich to my left. This school was operating on autopilot. I had just as I said, surrounded by great people at the upper levels, and even Vanessa here as one of the board officers. It just made managing this position a lot better. I will greatly miss a lot about giving back to our community. 12 years of volunteer service, and a lot of sleepless nights, and a lot of time away from family, and a lot of missed Christmas shows at elementaries at time. I'll never get those back, but I certainly can sleep better at night knowing this district is in better shape, and certainly appreciate being part of this process, being part of this in my life, and moving on, and thanking God to even giving me this opportunity. So I love you all. I thank you for all that you've done and being part of my life and helping me grow. So thank you. Thank you all. Mr. Geller, thank you for reading those resolutions. We still are in this motion. We're part of discussion. I just want to add for everyone in the audience tonight, please stay. We have refreshments. You're all welcome to join us. So any further discussion from any other board members? Okay. All those in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
Opposed, say no. Any abstentions? Motion carries. I'm looking for a motion to adjourn tonight's meeting.
So moved.
All those in favor, please say yes.
Second.
I
Last
think
word.
that's your first motion ever.
It is my second.
Your second ever. All those in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.